Okay, we are live on Twitch. I am going to go get a cup of water and then some tissues just in case, because I'm just getting over a cold.
Wait, we're live on Twitch now?
We are live on Twitch now, so keep it relatively safe for people.
For Twitch? Okay. Got it. Without any spoilers, has anybody seen Batman? No spoilers if
No,
you have.
I don't see videos in theaters anymore because the entertainment media can suck it. I'm so tired of them botching things and just doing quick cash grabs. I'm not giving them my money until they do a quality product. Dune, I was very, very happy with. Dune was
I
well
was happy
made.
with
There was
Dune.
heart in that. Everything is good. I'll be back in a minute.
Right.
Are we talking about Disney Plus?
I just asked if anybody had seen the Batman. But we are live on Twitch, so no spoilers.
Ah, okay.
I got out of the theater about an hour ago, and Batman was good.
Nice.
I think maybe Tagger should have muted himself.
Maybe one day he'll do that.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, how you doing, Cameron?
Fantastic. How are you?
Doing all right.
Nick, he's a boxer.
What?
Okay.
I just got a notification from Twitch that we are live.
Cool. How's everyone today? Jasper,
Doing great.
how's your beautiful face?
Dang, I have to remember my accent that I'm doing because I have 4 characters.
We're not at a character yet, so you've got a
Texan
minute.
accent. You have the Texan accent.
Right. Now, actually, it's not a. I mean, it is a Texan accent, but I actually have a specific character in
Dialect.
mind. A specific, dialect, and it's actually kind of interesting.
Let me
because-
guess, Matthew McConaughey.
Now, all right.
No.
So you got it.
It's
You told
Andy
us that
from The
before.
Office.
I did tell you that.
You
I
did
told
tell
you
us
that.
Was
Oh,
it
right.
just me? Was it okay? I thought it was to everybody.
No, I told Kayla that I was going for a Texan accent to get. And she got all nervous, like, why? Like, it has nothing to do with you. For a long time, I've wanted to play a character with a Texan accent. I did one character. It was actually before I knew about Neebs. I didn't know about Neebs when I made this character, and he actually talked like Neebs. So when I started watching Duralius and Associates, I was like, no freaking way! This is
amazing.
awesome. It's like a week after I made my character, I think. I don't know.
Dude, I kind of want to do a Sir Walken.
We should just do an entire campaign for Duralius and Associates. It'd be great.
Out of curiosity, are there any Brandon Sanderson fans?
I just need you
I
to
could
know
be.
this. Brandon Sanderson can write faster than you can read. Just remember that.
We did not just spend $600 to do the
Okay, good to know.
crowdfunding.
What about you, Enrique? Have you spent $600 to purchase some
I was
books you
very
have?
happy we ended up having enough extra.
College books, yeah.
No, have you heard about the Kickstarter for Brandon Sanderson though?
I have not. No.
It is now the most funded Kickstarter. Period. Dot.
With $22.5 million.
They hit 22. Wow.
Yeah.
It was 20 like a few hours
Kickstarters
earlier
this?
today. I remember that.
Sorry, what was that, Parley?
What Kickstarter is this?
The Brandon Sanderson Kickstarter.
Did you watch
What?
that? Did you watch that video that Jake?
You
posted?
both were talking over each other.
Sorry. Go ahead. The
Oh,
Brandon
you're good.
Sanderson Kickstarter, the one that Jake, I guess, did you watch the video that Jake posted in the Discord the other day about the "I'm sorry, I have an apology to make, or I need to come clean," something like that? Yeah, Brandon
Oh.
Sanderson.
It's so good.
He opened the video like an apology video, and then he confessed that over the course of the last 2 years, in addition to releasing more books than any other author could feasibly do, and on top of that, them being higher quality generally, he also
Mhm.
just wrote an extra 5 books on the side. So,
Man.
Secretly.
yeah,
Secretly, I
secretly.
wrote.
Oh,
I
it
think
was
you said
the best
accidentally
thing.
wrote.
It was the best thing. I'll have to send you something. There was a Discord thing or not a Discord, a Reddit thing that
Reddit.
Erica sent to
Yeah.
me, and I sent it to Jake. But it just a quick cut of him just manuscript after manuscript after manuscript on the table. It was hilarious, absolutely amazing. Okay,
So
well,
good.
we've got everybody here, so we can get moving. Like I said, it'll be a little bit of a shorter session tonight. My dad is visiting, and we've been working on the house all day, so it has been tiring and long, but we are moved in. And actually, I'll give you a quick view. The house is a lot more spacious. This is just the upstairs.
Ooh,
So you
nice.
can see the blocks on the ground, evidence of a child. But yeah, it's
There's only-
way more comfortable than where we've been. So we are happy to actually have our own space for the first time in almost a year. Okay. Any other goofing off or questions before we get going? All right.
Let's go, muchachos.
Fantasy Grounds is up.
Wait,
for
hold
anyone
on.
who's not in. Go ahead.
One goofing off.
Go ahead.
One goofing off was Kayla. You totally, or Mayleth, you totally missed the reason for me doing the accent for Jasper. So
What was it?
nah, it's like totally anticlimactic.
Why'd
No,
you-
I've
why'd you
always
bring it back up then?
you
Yeah,
Totally missed it. It's anticlimactic, so I'm not going to say anything. But
No, I am gonna say it. It just I just made a big deal out of it, like it was something. But no, I've just always wanted to do a Southern accent, like for a D&D character, and I tried it like a while back before I met all you guys, and that campaign just kind of it was a bust. So anyway, I'm just trying it again. Just felt like it, and yeah. But it's hard. It's so hard to do the accent because I can do it by myself. I can talk like Matthew McConaughey by myself, and as soon as I'm interacting with other people, it's like, oh crap! Now I'm just going to like generic West Coast person trying to sound Southern, but it's like a mix of a bunch of different things. So it's hard. It's hard. I feel bad for oh my gosh, Sin trying to do the Irish accent because it's like that's like the most different one of like all of our. Geez. You've got the hardest you got the hardest gig going on, I think.
I think I've abandoned it because it was difficult to do it while trying to also combat yours.
that is my primary motto when it comes to accents for characters.
I'm doing an American accent for Nomad.
I like you're
An
really
American?
pulling it off. Like it's
Best
you're
accent
selling
on the
it.
planet.
I think I can do it pretty well, yeah.
I want to learn how to do a Cajun accent so that I can play a bard / ranger that's just super swamp redneck. Like,
You'll be impossible to understand. That's going to be a second language on your character sheet, Cajun and Common.
I think it's the only language that'll be there. Are you able to speak Cajun if you can also speak Common?
I don't know, but you know, if it's a foreign language, so be it. I want that character.
How would that character even sound? Oh dang, I'm gonna raise it down to that diabetes man. Like how does he even
Yeah,
what does he
exactly.
sound like?
That's exactly what it would be like. Like the shrimp guy from South Park.
Yeah.
We just need to go down on the bayou and get some gator. Oh yeah.
It's like a Bayou version of Boomhauer or something.
Yeah,
yeah,
Was that
exactly.
a
Boomhauer.
Louisiana, Mississippi, or was that a Louisiana, Minnesota accent?
It is now.
You were too understandable, Erica. For
I'm
that to be
sorry.
Cajun. It has to be so muddled. You have to only be able to get like 2 words out of it: the beginning word and the end word.
I'll do better.
And then you can always gather from context that it's talking about the swamp in some way.
I just can't do an accent for fear of messing it up so bad that you guys never talk to me again without bringing it up.
Safe. I
Don't
respect it.
You'll make a different mistake that makes us never let you live it down.
If any of you try a Spanish accent, I will judge you. Maybe not verbally.
Spanish or
but-
Mexican?
Will you give me lessons if I do it
Spanish.
wrong?
Oh.
Hispanic.
Yeah. Hispanics, anything but Spanish, but Mexican and or Spanish.
Brazilian.
That's Portuguese.
Yeah.
Same
don't speak
thing.
Portuguese.
All right, moving right along.
I'm excited for game today.
So, someone other than Cameron, who would like to give us a recap of last time? I will nominate someone if no one wants to. Or I can nominate
I'll
myself if
do it.
everyone's feeling bad. Okay, go ahead, Jake.
All right, let me try to do it in accent.
From the Diary of Jasper.
So, dear diary, it's quite an eventful day. I lost a leg as we apparated outside of
Barrowing.
Barrowing. Thank you, and as our new and unlikely dead raising friend Sin led us into the city, we soon heard the calls of battle again, and next thing you know, we're faced with a question. Do we go against Vocalian's wishes and go to battle, or do we meet him in Gregory's court? And anyway, so of course we decided to go into... Okay, I can't remember his last
Lord
name. Dang it,
Bellevant.
Lord Bellevant,
I-
yes.
For everyone on Twitch,
but
I will
Bellevant is his
also have
preference.
next week. I'll have a summary of just important characters and places just for reference. But I was not able to get that done this week due to craziness. So sorry. Go ahead.
And
Jasper.
it was quite apparent that there was some nervousness on the part of Volcalion, and Lord Bellevant didn't have exactly the warmest touch to his welcome. And there was a bit of scolding, a bit of embarrassment on Volcalion's part, and a bit of name calling from, well, our friend Nomad.
As he
Well,
deserved.
eventually we came to an accord of some sorts that our help was good enough for Lord Bellevant, and that he would supply us with few needs before we're sent off again to pursue some necromancers that they've been tracking nearby. Well,
Necromancers who?
speaking of, there was actually a little boy outside of Lord Bellevant's castle or fort that he tried a cantrip, succeeded but died in the process, and Sin was forced into offering his services thanks to the kind discretion of Hestia. Well, the mother didn't take too kindly to the idea of raising her boy, and anyway, Sin apparently did a solid. He snuck off at night and actually turned this poor boy's tombstone into something of a monument to him. And Nomad, Volcalion, and we attempted to break the magic guarding the staff so that we could use it for ourselves. Didn't succeed, and old Gabe here is whining about how his amulet doesn't work, at least not the way he likes, and I will see if old Jasper does something about that in secret. I can't even talk like freaking McConaughey, but I'll get there, or I'll just stop trying. We'll see.
Practice
That's
it, man.
basically
Just
it.
do it and die trying. It'll be great.
Oh yeah, and poor old Maelith, Jasper never talked to her like he said he would. So she was just ignored the entire time by him. other than like a side
Yep,
glance.
she's convinced he hates her. She is
Yeah.
convinced he hates her.
That's for the best.
Oh.
Oh no.
So that actually reminds me of something.
Oh.
Jasper and Vocalion and Nomad, when you were working on the staff, you were unable to fully break the lock enchantment on there that was pretty much attuning it to the Lich.
Mhm.
However, Nomad, afterwards, you feel something different in the staff when you hold it. You can't quite place what it is. You don't think that the lock is gone, but you feel like you can sense something, some sort of connection to it that wasn't possible before. Time will probably tell. Perhaps the enchantment would unravel over time. Perhaps what you did put a chink in the armor of the lock. It's hard to tell. You don't have enough experience with enchantment and magic to be sure. But something is definitely different with regards to the staff than prior.
Okay. Sorry, is this the night after?
So yeah, that's
Have
the
we
next
rested yet?
morning. Yeah, so after you rest,
Okay.
like when you pick it up, like you stow it or whatever it was you did, you'd pick it up and you'd all of a sudden like you felt different, not to the point that you're like, I can use this, but it's like it's like there's a bit of a static shock when you pick it up, and then you feel some level of connection to it. You're not sure exactly what. You don't have any intuition as to what that might mean, but you do feel some sort of connection to the staff the next morning.
So we are in the next morning. Is it
Okay.
okay if I do something that same evening that we were just in?
Yes.
All right.
Since you're one of them
Who-
sustenance bros.
Right. So who would be awake? Obviously, we have Nomad and I. Where I mean,
Wrath would be awake.
I'll be awake.
you are
I'm
you are
making
you are.
waffles.
This is who wouldn't be sleeping.
Oh,
Yes. Who would not be asleep in the evening?
Wrath is just going to creepily follow you around.
Hmm.
Yep.
Jasper?
So Maleth is I mean she's already a Dampier but now undead.
As a Dampier, she had all of the same requirements for sleep. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mela, but she has the same requirements for sleep as normal mortals. Now that she is a
Except-
zombie, that is no longer the case. And
Yep,
she
now that
no
you're a
longer needs
zombie-
to eat or sleep.
Yeah, you don't need to eat, sleep. You also have like DR and like you're like immunity to a whole bunch of stuff. Being undead's great.
All the
Join my
time you
undead
have
horde.
on your hands now?
So given the circumstances,
Wow.
I have not decided to what extent she's physically manifesting the same as undead. Most of her stats are about the same as they were. I'm not sure. I haven't decided if she'll have DR or if the nature of the transformation and various other things might negate some of those benefits.
Fair enough.
I'll determine those shortly, but for now, she's functioning as quasi undead.
So
Wrath was just sharpening his greatsword for 8 hours while everyone slept.
right.
He's gonna be razor sharp.
Wait. So hold on. Raise your hand if you are going to be awake, practically the whole night. Then
Apparently. I'll study
Yeah,
my
I
spell
will.
book at some point, but
yeah. Okay. Sweet. So when maybe Maleth isn't looking, I don't care if Nomad sees, but if Maleth isn't looking, I'm going to try to sneak into Gabe's quarters. Or wherever. I don't know if it's like a group setting.
I'm
but
going to be
just
watching like a hawk.
Give me a a stealth check, Jasper.
Sweet.
And then Gabriel, you're going to make a perception check. It will be, I believe, at a -20.
Oh, you effer.
All right, that's a 13.
Okay,
Beat that.
it's loading. It's loading.
Natural 20.
It is possible. Okay. All right.
Uh-huh.
27, but -20, a 7. You do not wake to Jasper going through your things nearby. Yeah.
So I look to see where's that amulet.
You
The one
It's around my neck.
Oh, is it? Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
You're wearing it while
I
you're
never
asleep?
take it off.
Okay. I thought you
I
took
never
it off.
took it off.
I thought you took it off given
I thought you
the
took it off.
circumstances.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
that's right. I did.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I know where it is. I know where it
Okay.
is.
Give me a. I hate leaning back chairs. Okay. Jake, give me a perception check for you to see if you can find it. Gabriel, can you message me where it is that you keep it?
12. Let's see. It better be in an easy spot.
Just on the nightstand.
I mean, if it's going to take you too long to message me, you can just tell me.
I'm gonna grab a snack. I'll be back.
I'm just gonna tell you.
Go ahead. Yep.
So, you get a pair of boots or shoes, and on the inside you have the sole. You can lift up the heel, and it is under the heel of my right boot.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, Jasper, for the sake of circumstances, go ahead and give me an intelligence check. And let's see if you have an idea. Unless you have an idea in and of yourself without me giving you a hint. Okay. You definitely got high enough. But you do know the spell Detect Magic. Don't worry, you'll get used to playing an arcane caster eventually.
All right, let's see. So I'm going to assume that this was after my. Oh, this would have to be after my preparations, my rest, and then.
Yes.
Ooh,
Well,
okay.
well,
So
either way,
this is interesting. So I guess for those who are awake, is there like a washroom nearby?
yes, there's a washroom. The house that you are in, it is a decently sized house. Probably a given the circumstances in the city, they probably relocated 2 or 3 families from this house to give space for you guys.
Okay.
So it's a
Oh, yeah, okay.
it's a good sized house, probably 4 or 5 bedrooms, and some decent living areas. Before the war, this would have been like the house of probably a well-to-do merchant.
Okay. Okay. So yeah,
go
I guess
ahead.
Jasper goes in the washroom. He takes a spell, like his stuff and whatever.
Okay. All right.
There we
So
go. Now,
when you go to look for the amulet, what is it that you do?
with that, see, I'll have to make sure. I guess I have to have my spells prepared if I have them in my mind. So I guess I'll have
Detect magic is all you need for right now. You can do that in a minute once you're done with this. So for the sake of time at the moment,
detect magic.
Using detect
essentially.
magic, you're able to relatively quickly find the amulet. It takes you a few minutes to kind of get it out of his boot to figure out what mechanism it is, or what method to open the boot. But you're able to get out the necklace. You can tell that it has an enchantment that actually give me a spellcraft check. Let's see how much information you get about this enchantment.
I did wear it the other day, but I'll do a spell.
Bear in mind, he's doing all this one-legged.
Well,
This
he's
is-
got a peg leg. So
Wait.
Has he got his peg leg yet? I thought he didn't get it yet.
yes,
I
they
thought he was
brought
getting
him-
it in the morning.
Oh.
He has at least a rudimentary one.
A
right
cane.
now. Yeah,
Okay.
you've got something basic enough that you can walk around.
So imagine him
22
trying to be
spell
stealthy and he's just like hopping.
Well, he
along.
didn't get particularly
It's a
high,
goofy thought.
but yeah, he took it off and he was shuffling around on his knees.
22.
Okay, all right. So what you're able to determine about the enchantment on this is that it is detect undead, but it has been modified where normally it is a tone. This is instead an aura, and you can tell and while you're wearing this, it's vibrating against your skin, or while you're touching it. And you can tell that while within 30 feet of undead, barring the typical things that will block detect undead, the amulet itself will vibrate, and then if you clutch it and focus on it, then you effectively can gain the benefits of detect undead and be able to see what undead are around you and gather the information about them as if you were casting the spell.
Hmm.
What is it that you intend to do? Keep in mind that
Yeah.
right now, as you're holding this, it is vibrating. And if you concentrate on it, you can see both Maleth and Wrath are undead.
Right. So
Wrath is
what I
just
had in
behind your
mind.
back going.
I mean, he doesn't have lungs, does he? Because he's a skeleton. He's not a zombie that he can have those groans and stuff. He's just a skeleton.
All right.
Periodically clank his teeth.
Yeah. So I guess Jasper would actually leave the room with this amulet and go into the washroom again, I guess. And his intention would be to see if he can somehow manipulate the magic so that yes, it does alert you to undead. That effect is negated if said undead possess their soul, as opposed to just necromantic energy.
Would you? Okay, so you would
And I'd
want
have
to
to have
pretty
a
much make
spell
an
similar enough,
exclusion. You would want to.
if possible.
Okay, so you want to make an exclusion for intelligent undead.
Intelligent undead, soul-filled undead. Essentially, it wouldn't be as
So
useful against like vampires or
yeah,
something, but it would at least
go ahead and
help.
give me a knowledge arcana check.
Hmm. $29.
Oh, yeah. So you could definitely do that. But like you said, that would probably remove the functionality when dealing with any intelligent undead whatsoever. What you do know is that with a little bit of tinkering, you could probably modify the spell to instead exclude very specific undead. So in essence, you bring it, you take some of the necromantic energy from a specific undead and tie that in with the enchantment, and then it will exclude them. And you could do that on an individual basis.
Hmm.
So that it would just ignore that specific creature. Not creatures of its type,
That specific
but
creature.
you could, for example, have it ignore specifically Wrath and Maleth and nothing else. That everything else it would function normally. However, you would have to have, it'd probably take you about 10 minutes of channeling energy. I'm going to say for each person, you're going to have to expend a first level spell slot, um, a necromancy spell. Just any old necromancy spell will do, but you'll have to expend a necromancy spell and 10 minutes uninterrupted of channeling that energy in order to kind of weave that into the enchantment.
Hmm. Okay. I'll need a sample. Let's see. This Maleth has hair.
You
But
would not just need
Wrath.
her hair, you'd need her standing nearby.
Oh, just nearby?
Yeah, I mean close enough for you to be able to manipulate the energy around her body a little bit. Because you're in essence, you're taking that spell energy and you're then going to kind of weave it a little bit through her and then through the enchantments on the necklace.
All right. Okay, so I will take. I'll go near Wrath first. How about that?
Mm-hmm. Now,
So I'm going to take my.
I'm presuming,
Take
Sin,
my-
that Wrath would probably not react to this as long as nothing's happening directly to him. Okay. Yeah.
So I just have the. I kind of have
Give me
my.
a spellcraft check. Give me a
I have a
spellcraft
book.
check. Then describe what you're going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's a DC 20.
Easy 30.
Easy.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sitting down near Wrath, and I have this book, and I'm kind of holding the book like a little upright. I got like my legs up, knees to support it, and I'm just kind of like finagling with my hands. Just kind of using the book as cover to guard the amulet and from view, and just kind of toiling until it starts feeling like I'm accomplishing something.
Maleth, would you be watching this at all or nearby?
Probably, yeah.
Go ahead and make a spellcraft check to see if you can identify what he's doing. You are successful, by the way, Jasper. You can tell now that the spell will no longer detect wrath. And then Maleth. Yes, very definitely. You identify exactly what he's doing. He's making an exclusion for wrath. Right. For the sake
I would
of,
probably quirk an
sorry, go ahead.
yes. Go ahead. No, I was gonna say I would quirk an eyebrow curiously at that, and maybe start to say something.
Maybe.
For the sake of time,
Yeah,
is
I
there
would.
any interaction that you guys want to have about this, or would you just let him do the same for you, Mela?
Actually, I think I will probably say something and be like, "What exactly are you doing? It seems like you're trying some sort of exclusion spell on Wrath here." Just outright calling out.
Sounds like it's your first time pulling an all-nighter. You'll get used to it.
I'm pretty confident about this one. And it seems weirder that you're trying to dodge it.
I think you could learn a lesson or two from Nomad about how to spend your time when you only need 0 to 2 hours of sleep a day. I'd
I
give
don't
it
know.
to you myself, but I'm a little busy. Just reading.
Yeah, I can see you're busy making an exclusion spell. But I'm assuming since I've called attention to it, Wrath must be okay with it.
Well, it sounds like you want company or something. You must be dying for it. And who am I to be so rude? And then
Believe
now
me, if I
Jasper
wanted company, I would look
gets up.
elsewhere.
If you let him, he just sits near-ish to you, like about
Nope,
4 feet
not,
away.
not going to. Gotta
Not
walk
happening.
away. Gotta walk away and be
Oh,
like, hey, if you cannot be honest with me, then I'm not even bothering. I find my company elsewhere. And then she'll walk off.
Yeah, honesty, that's quite a thing, isn't it? Quite a thing.
Okay. Is that the end of what you'll do overnight, Jasper?
I'll try it again later that night.
Okay.
Sit near her.
Oh, well, it's.
Not looking. Maybe try to be a little more
I'm
quiet about
assuming.
it next time.
For the sake of
Well, I'm going to be on
Yeah, go
guard.
ahead.
I'm going to be on guard about it. Maleth is going to be very wary of Jasper, even more than she already was. And if there's any chance Wrath didn't hear the conversation, she would make sure to, like, at some point whisper to him and let him know what was going on. But
But you
She'd
haven't heard my
stay
plan.
away from Jasper.
I would ask Nomad if he'd be so kind as to strike a conversation with our young lady of the night. Although that sounds like she's a prostitute, not a vampire child. So
not very good with words, are you, Jasper?
Vampire to zombie to prostitute. There's her character
well,
arc. Three episodes in.
I put my brains where it counts. But if you're willing to just kind of keep her distracted, I got a little homework assignment I need to work on.
I'm only joking, Jasper. Of course, I'll indulge you.
Does it work? Is my question.
Maleth, go ahead and give me a perception check, and circumstantial wise, you're going to take like a +10.
I'm done.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
so-
fail
You know
my,
exactly what he was doing with his magic. You're on guard and already paying attention to him, so everything is going to seem suspicious. So
Please
Yeah.
roll on that one.
I need to head out. My wife needs to finish up something. My baby just woke up, so
Okay.
I gotta put her
okay.
back to bed.
yeah,
If I get her back to bed in time, I'll jump on.
okay, sounds good. Take care, man.
Yeah.
I just made the perception check. No, Luna, you do not get Sour Patch Kids.
Will a nat 20 succeed in a situation like this?
Did you roll your stealth? Or no.
I did
I'm gonna
not.
say a bluff check. Go ahead and roll a bluff check.
Oh. My oh my. It was almost a nat 1. 6.
-1.
So you can tell, at least tonight, there's no way you're going to sneakily trick her to staying still enough long enough for you to be able to perform the exclusion spell on her, unless you were to convince her wrongly.
Hmm. Oh, jeez, I don't like talking to people. Hi there. Now I hope you don't mind if I just sit still right here with you for just about 10 minutes. Won't be too much of your time.
You're just gonna look at him like, just wordlessly look at him and then walk away again.
Vampire women.
This is still during the nighttime, right?
This is still during the
Fire
night.
women.
All right.
Are you guys being pretty loud?
Not enough to wake you up. Unless you would like to make a perception check, we can see if they wake you up to any of this.
Yeah.
Go ahead, give me a perception check. It is
I'll
at a
put it
minus
back.
20 since you're asleep, but
Good thing I have a plus 15.
Are you still like in my doorway from when you asked me to talk to Mela?
Yeah,
Like,
man.
what's going on?
No. I would have tried, getting you to talk to her so I could like sneak up while you're having a conversation, just start doing my thing. But
yeah, you tried
No.
that and it didn't
It-
work. Not because of Nomad,
it
purely because of
absolutely
Jasper.
failed.
Actually, no, purely because of Maleth completely being on
So-
guard.
Jasper's gonna put it back into
Okay.
Gabriel's right boot.
Gabriel, give me
What
one
are you
more
doing,
perception check.
Jasper?
All right. Let's see what.
Go
we
ahead and
get this
you
time.
can answer Nomad's question, Jasper.
Oh, well, it's like I was saying, when you no longer have the need to sleep, really, you just gotta
Yeah.
fill your time.
I'll get to it in a minute.
Productive
With?
things. More of a science experiment.
And what kind of experiment is that?
I don't want to give the wrong impression or anything. I'm not sure how to.
You've already
Hey.
given the wrong impression.
Sure. All right. Between you and me.
Okay. Come and whisper it for me. I can keep a secret.
Well, I have a way with certain magical items. Just seeing if I can make it not set off the alarms, that amulet of his, when he's near Wrath and Maleth.
Why would you not just be honest about that? What's there to hide? That sounds wonderful.
I mean, it is, but I just. Yeah, you're gonna
doesn't know
make.
how to be creepy. He just doesn't know how not to be creepy.
Well, I think you should tell them what you're doing. I think they would be not opposed to that. But
Well-
your secret is safe with me,
Well,
regardless.
thank you, because I mean, kind of the point is, the moment everyone knows I can work and possibly even make wondrous items. I don't know if that'll ever end. I'm willing to maybe do it as
Oh,
You know, a little,
I see
you know,
what this
just
is
like a
really
little.
about.
Well, I mean, it's not easy, and there are other things that I need to do in a given evening, just to make sure I'm prepared for the next day. Next
I know
thing I know,
exactly what you
everyone's
mean.
gonna. Well, you know, next thing I know, everyone's gonna be bringing me magical items. This, or saying, hey, I mean, I know you normally can't make that, Jasper, but I know this spell or I have this scroll. Why don't you work your magic? And I kind of like my personal time, but
I understand completely. My order's smith was always swamped with 10 different orders at a time of magical items for him to create for us, so I understand.
yeah.
That's reasonable.
I mean, I know that it's sending the wrong signal, but I'm not really. I'm I'm kind of bright, but not necessarily the best with words all the time. So I
You'll
would
get
just
there.
rather be accidentally creepy, I suppose. No, it worked. I think it worked with Rathish, and he shouldn't know just from the amulet that Wrath is nearby. But Maleth, I mean, I don't know. We'll try again later.
All right,
I'm sure you'll get it.
Sorry,
No, that's it.
Jasper. Go ahead and give me a stealth check for when you return the amulet.
Yeah, that'll
As
be
I
good.
rolled
If
a
you return
good
the amulet.
perception.
Oh,
Okay,
all right.
Gabriel.
gosh.
Motion in the night causes you to wake as you hear someone rifling around in your things right next to you.
Okay. I'm going to.
I can't remember. Do you
Hit-
have low light vision, or do you
I
have
have
dark
dark
vision?
vision.
You have dark vision.
I've-
Then you
yeah.
can make out the figure, and you're fairly certain it is Jasper rifling around in your boots. What would Gabriel do?
What will Gabriel do?
Yes,
Let me. Hold on. Let me
this
roll.
companion who you've known for just a week and a half.
This almost stranger.
This almost stranger missing a leg who is now rifling through your things in the dead of night, the first time that you've had a safe night's sleep since meeting.
I am going to roll stealth.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Oh crap!
Okay, give me 20. I'm gonna say for the sake of circumstance, what's your bonus to perception, Jasper? Actually, I can check that. Never mind.
6.
6. Okay, Gabriel, you do not think that you have been noticed. You are being
Okay.
stealthy enough that you're fairly certain. Go ahead.
And I'm assuming that his back is towards me.
Yeah, I'll say that.
I'm going to, like very slowly go. Right before I'm gonna almost wrap my hand around his peg leg, and then I'm just gonna grab it and pull it as hard as I can.
Give me a strength check.
Great.
Let's see what you got here.
9.
9. Okay, you yank him and you pull him off balance. I mean, you're probably like bent over this at this point. You do not pull the leg off. That was what the strength check was for.
Oh, I
you
just wanted to knock him off balance.
Well, but it's not particularly secured well. So you almost pulled it off. Like you can tell it started to give and then he came with it. But so you pull him off balance. But yeah, now you've pulled on him. Jasper, you're being yanked on by Gabriel right behind you. So how would you guys react? Actually, for the sake of circumstance, give me initiative.
Ooh.
What did I do? Erica, can you hear me?
Dang it. Dang it.
You by one.
Dang.
I think I just.
I think he went offline.
Hey, you're lucky. Have you seen Naruto? This is relevant. Have you seen Naruto?
I have not.
If anybody has seen Naruto, I contemplated doing the secret hidden lift jutsu, which is
Oh,
right
boy.
up. Instead of swiping your card, it's got a chip reader.
Okay, so
But
okay, I've
yeah.
got my screen back. Okay, Gabriel, you go first in the initiative order. What do you do? You've pulled him off balance. Eye to eye in the dark. Actually, can you see in the dark, Jasper? Or you can see enough right now, I'll say. There's probably a low light in the area.
I
But
mean,
Gabriel's first.
So I'm just good. I don't know you that well, so and you're just going through my things at night. So I'm gonna try and grapple you at this point.
Okay, give me a CMB. How will you react, Jasper? Keep that in mind once I know the actual.
That was
16?
almost
That is
19.
successful. Okay, you successfully
Alright.
grapple him.
Mm-hmm.
So Jasper, you're being held, not pinned, but you're being held right now by Gabriel. How do you react? What do you do?
I guess I get flipped over. And I look at him and I just say, so what is this the part where we kiss or something? What's going on here?
Well, you tell me, bud. What you doing?
Well, clearly I was rifling in your boots, looking for this here
Mhm.
amulet.
Which is still in your hand, by the
Mhm.
way.
I can see that.
Yeah,
What you doing?
well, nothing wrong, but it sure looks that way.
Yes, it does.
He leans in and kisses you. No, I'm kidding. That's not what he does.
Erica, can you pass me the tissues?
So you're not gonna take you're not taking me up on that kiss offer, or
I'm gonna come in like just like an inch away from your face. I'm gonna be like, I don't know. What are you doing with my amulet?
uh, Jasper. If you want me to put it on first, just so you feel like you're safe.
By the
Just-
way, Wrath is just
Yeah.
watching you both from the door.
Thought it,
Like a statue.
It's
You know, just thought it might be a good joke. Let Maleth know that she could detect herself now.
So you were actually helping me with the troubleshooting that I need for the amulet. Is that it?
No, you are putting words in my mouth. I definitely
I'm
said
trying to figure it out, Biz. If I don't put words in your mouth, then there are no words in your mouth.
No, I was trying to pull a practical joke on Maleth.
You know
Go ahead
what?
and give me a bluff check, Jasper. And Gabe, give you a
gosh.
sense motive.
That's motive, yeah.
Natural.
Oh my
my
gosh.
God.
Gabe. It stretches reasonability, it stretches plausibility. It doesn't make any sense, but you buy it.
Try being up 22 hours a day. You'll find creative ways of spending your time.
Okay.
But the necklace is harmless. If anything, it might
Jasper-
get better. Who knows?
Jasper, for your sake, call high or low.
High.
Malith, you're able to hear a majority of this conversation. Just FYI.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get in like our noses are touching at this point. Well, seems like you like to have fun.
Kiss, guys, kiss.
Seems like you like to have fun. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but hey, you're pulling pranks. You're being grappled by a 90% naked man. I don't know where your game is, but let's play, buddy. And I just a peck on the lips.
And at this time, you notice Gabriel's bulging muscularity, and boy, is he attractive.
I mean, Gabe, what's your charisma?
My charisma? Oh, that was my dump stat. So, but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
Is that
I-
because you're horrible at dealing with people, or is it because
Bess, I am horrible at dealing with people. I get a +2 racial bonus because I am beautiful.
This is the most beautiful, socially awkward Asmar you've ever seen.
Yep. Who's pretty much just in his underwear right now. Actually, he is just in his underwear right now.
And however lightly, he just laid one on you.
That is amazing.
Jasper doesn't wipe it off, but he's clearly perplexed.
That's what I thought. And I just let you go at that point.
He leaves.
Assuming I could still hear this, I'd be very much so trying to stifle laughter and probably failing.
Does Wrath do anything in response to that?
What just happened?
So here's what Wrath just observed. Your Sin would get all this information. He followed Jasper around for a little bit. Jasper cast a spell that didn't have any effect on Wrath, and so Wrath didn't interfere, but it involved Wrath in some way, and Gabriel's amulet that Jasper had filched. Then after
he
a
knew that. I was
conversation-
trying to be discreet with the amulet.
After a conversation, well, you weren't super stealthy. You were stealthy enough not to wake up Gabriel the first time, but not be noticed by
Okay.
Wrath. Jasper
Cool.
and Nomad had a slightly contentious that devolved conversation, following which Jasper went to return the amulet, and then he and Gabriel began wrestling and then shared a small kiss.
Okay.
And Gabriel's just in his underwear.
Yes. Oh yeah, and
I
Jasper was
also-
trying to be
So,
saddling up to
so
Maeve.
they wrestled, right?
They
I
wrestled.
think Wrath would look at Gabriel and take off his illusory clothes and snap his knuckles and kind of go like do a come hither.
Oh. Yeah. This cripple's booking it as fast as he can.
You're shuffling.
Well. Jeez. There we go.
Gabriel, did you get your amulet back from Jasper?
I did not because he was going to pull a prank, and I just rolled an 11 on my C combat maneuver bonus to wrestle Wrath.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Then go ahead and give me a CMB for Wrath. Or just tell me
Wrath's
what his
C-
CMD is, actually.
Wrath CMD is, I think it's actually decent, is 23.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
pretty much, I just went and just gave you a hug.
I love it. I think he's gonna try, and like take you with the hug and just kind of do a backwards pile drive.
Go ahead and give me a grapple check for him.
That'll be 28.
28. That is definitely high enough.
Oh,
Now here's the best part. Gabe, call.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I'm not even going to ask you to call it high or low.
Oh,
We're just going to see high or low. High. As he pile drives you, he misses the ground because you went and tackled him while he was standing in the door frame. So he picks you up and just boom right into the door frame.
Oh,
Go ahead and you're going to take 1d6 damage.
oh.
are you gonna roll that, or do you want me to? Oh, you are.
No, that is
Boom.
Wrath did it. Okay, you take 4 points of damage.
No.
I just hear from my room like, "Don't."
Yeah, no, like you crack the door frame a little bit. This door is not going to be closing properly.
Can I see if that woke me up with
Yes,
you guys
go ahead.
wrestling?
Make a perception check.
I got a 2.
That actually, ooh, you rolled a 2.
Well, no, I got 22, but
Oh,
since it's
22.
a negative 20.
Battle is like a DC 0, I think, to hear. So
Oh.
yeah, I think that at least wakes you up. So yeah, that wakes you up. Is there anybody else sleeping?
Do you do anything
Calling
else,
his
Gabe?
assistants.
I can't do anything. I'm just hoping that as soon as I hit the top of the door frame, that you just let me go, so I just fall face first into the floor.
Yeah, he just kind of drop you and kind of crouch down.
Yeah, so definitely the wind has been knocked out of me, and I'm just like, oh.
Ah.
Yeah, Jasper, you shuffle out of the room, still holding the amulet, and then you hear and the house shakes a little bit, and you hear the crack of wood.
I quickly shuffle back to the room, toss the amulet back in. I say, "Here, take it. I'm 52 years old. This is like back in the apprentice, back in like the apprentice dormitory kind of days. I am not. No, this is not. No."
Gabe
I'm
grabs
too
him by
old for
his like
this.
by the nape of his neck, or is going to at least attempt to.
Wrath is
Wait,
grabbing
what
Gabe
happened?
or grabbing Jasper?
Jasper.
No. Oh gosh,
Give me a
no.
combat maneuver.
Yeah, 20.
How do I? Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
yeah,
Can I
that's
walk
all.
out and see what's going on?
Yeah, you can walk out. You easily can see everything that's happening here.
Oh no! I only got 15.
I'm gonna walk out as well.
So at this point, you see Wrath apparently picking up Jasper while Gabriel is lying on the ground on his back, just groaning. Go ahead and make a sense motive check to see, does this look like it's an actual Wrath is deciding to attack the and Wrath has his Wrath doesn't have his Wrath costume on. It's just
Yeah.
this giant skeleton or this large skeleton in the room. Okay.
I've got closer at this point to see what's going on.
Yeah. At this
Or-
point, everyone's able to tell what's going on. It is Wrath, not some random skeleton, but it does look like there's a brawl between Wrath, Jasper, and Gabriel. In the middle.
What
of
is
the night.
going on?
So while Wrath grabs me, am I able to like? It's a 3rd level spell slot. I don't know if I want to do this. Wait, hold on. I could
Ask yourself,
do.
is the drama worth it? Take a page from Elon. Don't ask what's the optimal thing to do. Ask what's the most dramatic thing to do.
I can.
That's what I did.
I can do turn undead, but I have a low charisma, so
Okay, no. Can I CMB Wrath? Can I use my whip and wrap it around his arm as he's picking up Jasper
Yes.
for CMB to stop him?
So this would be, now I'm trying to remember with the whip. I know you're able to do trip, and I know you're able to do. What combat maneuvers are you able to use it for? I know.
Okay, I could
Trip and
disarm
disarm.
him. I
Okay.
could because he's attempting to use
You
Jasper
can
as an improvised
disarm
weapon.
I'll buy it. Okay, go ahead and make a disarm attempt against Wrath
to rip
disarm
off
him
his
and-
arms.
No.
Look at how massive that
I
is.
love
Nat
that.
2, baby.
How much of that is general CMB versus just trip? 'Cause that's a 32 for those who are watching.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Plus 30 on
I
that?
think
Jeez,
either
man.
way-
That's -2.
Okay, so that's still plenty. As Wrath is picking up Jasper, the whip just cracks out of nowhere, wraps around his arm, and twists it in such a way that he loses his grip on Jasper.
This sounds like a very weird sleepover game.
It is.
Are you guys doing okay?
What is going on? I would say again.
At this point,
Okay, at
Gabriel,
this
you've got
point-
the necklace on you or nearby as well, so you can retrieve that.
Yeah, I'm putting the necklace back on right now, and I'm just stumbling into the kitchen in my underwear, mind you. I'm just like, okay, I need a drink. I just need a drink right now.
Does anyone want to tell me what's going on?
Wrath looks at you and starts signing.
I don't know what that means.
Make a linguistics check, Nomad.
Oh,
wait,
wow.
do you
Yeah,
have
this is going to
ranks
be
in it?
awesome.
Do you have a rank?
No.
Okay, never mind. He's just starting to go like, just making motions with a hand, and you're like,
Malith would tell Nobad, I don't know the full extent of stuff, but here's what I caught from it. She would relay what she overheard before the whole brawl thing.
I'm gonna slap Jasper
then-
on the butt as I walk by.
Hey, now watch it.
Oh, that's great. All right.
I'm just going to think to myself, these are really the people that Vocalion chose. I'm just going to walk back into my room and
I'm
just shut
also
the door.
thinking that, but I also know Gabriel, so I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
Do you ask me that?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you that.
Yeah. Get on a drink. You know, had a little friendly fight, and now I'm getting a drink. That's what we
Did you
do.
win?
I'm
Is
getting
it-
a drink.
Is it
All
morning now? I can't remember.
it is almost morning. For the sake of time, let's say that everyone is, unless you guys desperately want to play out anything else that happens this
No,
night.
it's fine.
The
We're
rest
done,
of
we're
the
done.
night, everyone who needs sleep is able to get the sleep that they need, and you wake up with no further incident. Vocalion remarks on the noise he heard last night and hopes that you were all able to keep your relationships professional as we proceed with the mission. Actually, sorry, let me deliver that in character. Vocalion looks at all of you. I heard some noises in the night. I do hope that you can all... What you do in your private time is none of my concern. Don't let it interfere with the mission, please.
We bonded. We became closer, and so we are better able to work together.
He looks at you flatly. It is very easy for each of you to notice that his demeanor and the way that he's acting and carrying himself today is much more in line with the last week and not yesterday when you were with Bellabat. He seems much more professional, much more level-headed, much more confident. If you've all made your morning preparations, it is time that we discuss next steps. Are we ready to sit down at the table and take a look at things?
Yes, let's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, what do you plan on doing? I must take my assistance and investigate something, but I trust that each of you, that a lot of you have discussed your plan for today, at least the coming days, and we can coordinate so that we are not spreading ourselves too thin. Perhaps you can enlighten me on what you plan. Or if you prefer, I can step in and parent you through this.
I say that we take out the necromancers first. They're the most dangerous, it would seem. At least it would put Bellavent at a better sentiment. Might give a slight reprieve and give us time to evaluate the situation further. We might even be able to interrogate one of them.
Exactly. That'll help us cut off the problem at its source.
This is a good
I
plan.
agree.
I think that you will find that having Bellavent on our side, and he pauses for a moment after he says that, will be a boon to us in our escapades here. There's much to accomplish, much beyond which we now know. I would not be surprised if Bellavant is keeping many things close at hand and giving us only that information which he must. I don't know to what extent he knows what's going on here in Zalkir, but I intend to do some digging on my own. Now, I would ask, are any of you familiar with the mythology and the cultural beliefs here in Zalkir?
Could I do a knowledge check?
Knowledge local. Or actually, knowledge geography, let's say, would actually be more appropriate right now.
Could I get a bonus since I've been here for a bit?
Yes.
Cool. This gonna
Actually,
be straight.
Sin, you get a +5 bonus
Cool.
because of the time that you've spent in the city. And that may...
All right, so that is a total of 24 for me.
Okay, and because of the circumstances, I will allow you to use that even though it is untrained. So, Maleth and Gabriel, you know that Zelkir does have its own mythology. You don't know anything about it. You just know that it is culturally distinct from the other countries in the area. It seems to have its own roots and is not... I mean, in the way that Britain and the USA have a very shared cultural background, that is the exact opposite of how it is between Arador, Markoth, and Zelkir. Like, Zelkir pre-existed the others, totally different people that settled those, like no historical connection between them. So it's, you know enough to know that it is a distinct culture. Sin, did anybody else? I don't know if anybody else rolled. Sin, oh, Jasper, you did as well. So you got the same information that the other two got. Sin, however, while you've been here, you have heard rumors and whispers among the people, more among the younger folk than anyone else. But what you've been able to gather is that there are myths about the founding and history of Zalkir, that it was actually founded and protected by a dragon for the past, probably the last millennia, almost. And there have been, some youngsters will periodically whisper that, this siege, this infestation from the undead, it will soon come to an end, because no doubt the dragon that protects Zelkir will surface and save us. So you've been able to gather that that is a deeply held part of the beliefs and culture in Zelkir. Whether it's, something that's substantiated or not, that's at least, stories that children are told of the dragon that defends Zelkir. And enough to the point where you've heard people talk about it.
Okay. Would I know the dragon's name, or is it just a dragon?
Go ahead and roll a... You know what? What did you get? You got a
I got 24.
24. I'll say yes. The name of the dragon, at least in the stories, is Zelikar.
Silica.
So Vocalion speaks to all of you. Are any of you familiar with the mythology surrounding Zelkir?
I am. I lived there for a time.
Do any of you perchance speak
No.
Draconic? Tell me, Jasper. Actually, go ahead and make a knowledge arcana check, Jasper. Oh, yes, Malith?
I also have. Yeah, I also speak Draconic.
Okay,
I double checked my languages
yeah.
to be sure, but
Go ahead and give me knowledge arcana checks.
34.
Oh gosh, let me pull up my notes to be sure about this. So, Malith, as you're hearing this, the names that he just said, Zelkir and Zelakar, you don't know why you didn't make the connection for Zelkir before, but now you realize it actually sounds very much almost Draconic. It sounds like a bastardization of Draconic. Jasper, you kind of make that same connection, and you think about it, and you're kind of sounding some things out in your head, you're piecing it together, and you realize Zelkir and Zelakar, the two names he just gave, are very close to the Draconic Jelakar and Jelhier, which would be the bastardization of Jelhier Zelkir is the Draconic name for, oh gosh, where is it? I have it written down here. Land of the Pure, whereas Jelakar or Zelakar, as the bastardization would be, is the Pure One in Draconic.
Huh. Well, I'm a little embarrassed for not making the connection before, but I think I see now where you're going with this.
So, Vocalion gives you all that same information about the draconic roots of Zelkir, and he mentions the name of the dragon, Zelakar, and he says there has not been a true claim of anyone having met this dragon any time in the last 2 or 3 centuries. However, I have reason to believe that the existence of Zelakar, the dragon, or Jelachar, as his true name would be, or his proper name would be, are founded more in reality than they are in myth. Legends say that those who needed his help would venture into the desert, and if they were worthy, they would find him, and they could even receive his assistance. But if they were not, then they would be swallowed by the sands and be lost. I have some suspicions as to where access might be, if these stories are true. I will go with my assistants and covertly investigate this, see if I can either find some connection in this area to the dragon, or perhaps along the way gather some other information or somewhat about the current predicament of Zelkir. I don't know how likely it is that the dragon exists or if it even still lives, but if it does, and if it is, perhaps it would be a boon to us, even a savior for Zelkir. While you deal with the necromancers and perhaps something else, I will be making my way west. I will keep in contact. Every day I will check in the evening, and he tells approximately the time of day so that you can always be prepared to receive that. And he looks at each of you. Oh gosh, Hestia. He looks at you and says, I believe I will be reaching out to you each evening for the report.
All right. Sounds good.
So be prepared at the aforementioned time, and ideally be unengaged in some sort of combat with anyone.
Well, you said every day. You didn't mention a time.
So he tells you what time, like it's right before nighttime, but something that you'll be able to mark out as the right time. I'm not going to tell you like a
Okay.
specific time, but he gives you a time that you'll be able to know and replicate, and he says, that's about the time that I'll reach out to you every day. Be non-disposed so that I don't interrupt anything, but I don't know how long I'll be gone. I anticipate it may be a journey of a week or two to get out there and get back. But I hope to gain a little bit of insight into what is going on and perhaps give us a lead on where we might find this dragon if it does exist, if it is alive. If it is, its aid would be invaluable in this situation. Perhaps enough alone to turn the tide of battle against the undead. Perhaps not, but we shall see.
Well, if you find the dragon, I guess we'll be in touch. Good luck.
Yes. He looks to you, Maleth. You had something?
Yes, this sounds like a good plan. I'm just wondering, as dangerous as circumstances are, what happens if we don't hear from you? Is there someone else we should contact? And also, what happens if something happens to Hestia?
If I'm unable to contact Hestia, I will pick another one of you and go down the line until each of you. He takes a sigh and a deep breath. Do keep yourselves alive, or in some level of animation, I suppose.
I
our
wink
best,
at him
but
like,
what if
don't
something
worry, I
happens
got this.
to you? I was more concerned about what if something happens to you.
With a smaller group, I can take care of myself. I can teleport us out much more cleanly than last time if the need arises. I don't usually travel with such a large group. In my adventuring days, it was simply myself and one other. So large groups are cumbersome. But between myself and my assistants, we should be fine on our own. Though, given the circumstances and given what has happened recently, I don't believe we will venture to intervene on behalf of anyone else, should the opportunity arise. We have our mission. Anything else will jeopardize that. As for the rest of you, I trust you to do the job that I hired you to do. Now, before we part ways, are there any questions? Any further discussion that needs to take place? Now is the time. There will not be this opportunity for at least another few days, at the least.
Anything you want to tell us about the terrain? Anything that would be helpful to us?
I've spent very little time in this part of the country. To be honest, I don't think that I've been here in... Oh, how old are you?
35.
More than likely, and if my memory serves, it hasn't been since before you were born that I've been to this side of the country.
Mm.
I know that here closer to the mountains it tends to be a bit more rocky, smaller forests. I saw a few on the way into the city. But no, I don't know this part of the country at all. Elsewhere in Zelkir I can tell you much better. Sands, oases. When you get close to the capital, it is quite lush for a while. The lakes in that part are quite beautiful. But no, elsewhere in Zelkir you'll find desert often as far as the eye can see. Stick to the main roads and you'll have no issue with water. Venture out into the desert and be prepared, or the gods may not have mercy on you. Is there something else, Sin?
Nope. Unless you know of a large repository of unclaimed dead that people wouldn't mind me experimenting with.
To be frank, you'll find those most readily available among the ranks of our enemies.
We will create them.
Well, stay alive, Master Vakilian. Maybe
Don't
we'll get
die.
to a
Of
point
course.
where we have some downtime and trade some arcane secrets. I don't anticipate this will be my last mission slaying undead, so
He cocks an eyebrow at you, looks you up and down. If by trading arcane secrets you mean borrowing some of mine, perhaps. We shall see. I doubt that there's anything to go the other way. But
oh, you
Perhaps.
insult me.
I could be wrong. My apologies, no offense intended, merely pointing out the reality of the circumstance. And
Master Vergilian.
he's a little bit visibly uncomfortable after that. Like he walked into something, just spoke his mind, and then wasn't sure really where to go from there. So he seizes on Gabriel. Yes, Gabriel.
Yes.
Like not physically seizes on him. He'll leave that to you, Jasper. But
I did have a question. I was wondering if maybe you knew how to help me troubleshoot this amulet. It helps me detect undead, but since a couple people here fall under that category, I was wondering if maybe you knew how to make it so that their presence doesn't set it off.
he holds out his hand. May I?
Of course, I hand it to him.
He grabs it, looks at it, tosses an eye towards Maleth, tosses an eye towards Wrath, then looks at you and says, I am not skilled enough with enchantments to be able to modify this at all, but it is only apparently detecting Maleth. It's not picking up Wrath in the slightest.
I'm just gonna look around at everybody.
Go ahead
Do
and make a wisdom check.
I guess pick up and was like, well, Wrath is really, really good at hiding, so that's not surprising.
Maleth is just going to look at Jasper.
Vocalion
Jasper's just
sighs
gonna
and
look.
looks at you, Sin, and kind of shakes his head
There.
as if to say, "No." He does say it. He would say it. He kind of shakes his head and just says, "There are those who choose to study only one side of the coin."
Love you too. Oh wait, not to me. Sorry.
Gabe, you do not put two and two together with an 11 wisdom check.
Maleth is going to look at Jasper and be like, so is that what you were doing?
I do not even give that woman the time of day. I just keep looking with the same expression on my face.
Wait,
In the exact same spot I was already. I look straight at Volkillian.
can I roll a sense motive
Yes.
now that
Okay, go ahead and
Maleth
roll a
has
sense
said
motive
that?
with that.
27.
Yeah, that's enough. You at this point you put two and two together the rest of the way. 2 + 2 = 4.
Okay. Gonna look at Jasper, and then I'm just gonna look down. Because if anybody wants to roll a sense motive, go right ahead to kind of try and understand what's going on inside my head a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not looking at you.
Sure.
I'm not rolling nothing. You can't make me roll anything.
I'll do that. I have a decent sense motive. Why not?
with a 4 Malith, I think you weren't even watching.
Yeah.
Like you said your
Yeah,
thing, and then
my
you just didn't
sense
even look at
motive-
Gabriel.
My sense motive thing is just like non-existent. I have no sense motive ability. I fail every single.
Yeah. So I don't think Math picks up on anything, but
Sin does.
yeah. Gabriel thinks that Jasper's in love with him or has a crush on him.
Here we go. Here
roll
we go.
roll a perception check, Gabe.
Jasper's looking away so shyly too. You know, like he can't admit it.
You see 2
30.
rings, one on each hand. One is just in a just a normal like doesn't mean anything finger. The other one, it's on his ring finger.
Okay, I am much more uncomfortable now. As a married man has a crush on me.
At the same time, Wrath also holds up his hand because he also has a ring on his ring finger.
I don't think Jasper was pointing that out.
I don't think it was showing it
Gabriel
off. I think it was just standing there.
noticing.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Jasper has no idea any of this is happening. He's just stone faced.
No idea. Well, because Jasper's pleased with himself because
Go on,
he found
Volkelion.
out where Volkelion could probably, maybe learn one thing from him. But anyway,
Can't learn anything from me, huh? The Volkelion hands the necklace back to you, Gabriel, and he says,
yeah.
well, you could either find someone who can enchant or find whoever modified this one already. I would wager. Such an exception is going to require that in order to exclude Wrath from the spell.
Well, I don't think I can easily get a hold of the person that crafted this, but
Well,
I'll keep it
the person
nearby.
who did the exception, or somebody else capable of enchanting. Translation: someone's going to need craft wondrous items for them to be able to modify it.
Yeah,
Just in case.
I know,
Just in
but
case.
I am now thinking that I might have to use my masculine wilds to convince Jasper to finish a job.
I took that as the best way possible as I could take it. So,
Having said that, I'm just like, just in terms of like,
I know.
yeah.
It was me. It was a little pudding. Okay.
Who wants to see that roleplay?
Somebody's making
I think we
fanfic
can
of this
definitely-
right now in the Twitch chat.
We'll
Are
have
they?
we'll have to get to that part next week because we should probably move along the plot for tonight so we can accomplish something other than the
We're gonna
Jasper
lose all of our
Gabriel
Twitch
side
viewers.
romance. Bromance.
Oh, unrequited love.
An hour and a half, and our characters have moved like 15 total feet.
This is all my fault, actually. I started all this, so I apologize, viewers on Twitch. The one of you that's stayed, that suffered through this. I will just be quiet. Next character limit
For
of
that, Jasper
30.
took a step towards evil. No, I'm just kidding. For derailing tonight's plot.
Yeah.
Okay. Vocalion looks at you all and, after handing the necklace back to Gabriel, says, very well then. Unless there's something else that needs to be discussed, I will begin making my way west. You have the equipment that you should need Jasper, someone came by earlier and delivered the replacement leg for you. But yes. Oh, by the way, while you have that leg, your movement speed will be 20 feet instead of 30 feet.
Sounds
So-
good.
Hey, you can always ride on Wrath and have a speed of 20 feet too. But you'd be out riding on Wrath.
Okay.
I need to get some water.
But Kayla, what did you say?
I said I think you'd rather ride on Gabriel than Wrath.
Ah,
And not untrue. So
Just
why
let me
your
know.
name's Kate?
Let me know, Kayla, if you're hurt in real life by Jasper's animosity.
Oh, not at all. It's just now Malith has her own animosity and suspicions and stuff.
Good, good.
and no, I am not in real life attracted to you or worried that you're attracted to me.
Crap. Shoot.
You just shattered his dreams.
Unrequited love.
And I did it with clothes on
Is
this
it
time.
unrequited or unrequited?
That was unrequited.
Yeah, I used to think it was requited too, but then I looked it up. Yeah. Requited.
So where do we go now?
Sorry, let me go to the dictionary.
Oh boy.
It is unrequited. I was wrong. Cool. So, Vocalion stands and says, "Well then, to you all I bid adieu. I shall see you soon, or at least speak to you soon." Okay.
Right.
So, Vocalion leaves. The rest of you are now sitting at the table, prepared for the day. Necromancers remaining outside the city, currently not dead. What do you do? Where do
I
you
say
go
we
from here?
go. I say we go up to the wall and just try and have a
Mhm.
look around.
Yeah, and also a quick recap that was something that came up last time. You did get from Lord Bellevant what his spies had been able to gather as, I think it was 4 locations that seemed to be frequented by the intelligent leaders of the siege at the moment. That he's been able to gather are the necromancers and possibly some others as well.
Do any of them seem to be either more frequented than others? Like, is there any of them that seem either more frequented or potentially that seem to be either more frequented or have less undead around them?
So the information that you got from him yesterday consisted largely of, there's one that's in more of a swampy part. There's apparently an old spring that's kind of turned into more of a marsh nearby. That's one of the areas. There's also somewhere else that there was a collapsed mine that may have been maybe some sort of a camp. The spies weren't able to get in close, but just close enough to see that this is a place that they've been a number of times. And then there were 2 other areas that had that were more just kind of, there was like an old farm area and then a kind of a rocky outcrop. And so those are the 4 areas nearby, and they're kind of spread around the city. But it has only been about a week and a half to 2 weeks, and so there's not enough data to conclusively say they spend significantly more time here or there. Those are just all areas that they've been to and stayed multiple times.
Does anyone have a preference?
Someone
I
had
don't
brought
know,
up
do you
going to
know-
take a look from the wall, kind of surveil the area first.
Hmm.
No? It's not a bad idea. Let's head up there.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
you-
perception?
go ahead.
Oh no, nothing. Sorry.
Yeah. As you make your way up, Jasper, your leg is sore as you're walking. You'll be able to largely uninhibited move that 20 feet, have that speed. But every day, if you do not receive healing, like magical healing of some sort, at least every 12 hours, then you will be fatigued.
Hmm.
So, I mean, as long as it happens at some point, it can just be 1 point of magical healing, but at least for the first little bit while you're getting used to the new leg, it will be a bit of a toll on you physically, unless you have some assistance to that.
All I have is my cane, so I'll have to wait for the healing.
Yeah, and if you, yeah, yep, we'll go with that. Hope it doesn't feel like I'm picking on you. I had
Oh,
no
no.
plans as to who would lose limbs, if at all.
Oh no, I somehow anticipated that I might need a horse, so I have a spell for that. But anyway,
Oh. Well, if
just
you're
not
if you're not having to
not
walk on your
prepped.
leg, then that healing will not be necessary for you to avoid being fatigued.
Yeah,
Wrath is
figured-
always willing.
I figured Jasper himself may not have thought of it, so he does not have that prepared right now, but later. So
Yeah, no, that you're just able to kind of tell that. I'm telling you that mechanically that's how it'll be, but as you're
Sweet.
making your way up to the roof, you're like, I can grin and bear it,
Yeah.
but this is not comfortable.
I'm afraid I prepared the wrong spells today. Good for a battle, but not good for a hike.
Okay, whoever has the highest perception check, go ahead and give me a perception.
Mine is 14.
It's better than mine.
Oh,
Mine's
it's
15.
Hestia.
All right, Hestia, go ahead and give me a perception check.
I already did.
Oh, you did? Perfect. It would help if I checked Fantasy Grounds.
That would be nice.
Okay. Hestia. And everybody else kind of, this is what you're able to gather as you and Hestia look out across the field. So off in the distance, probably at this point about a half a mile away, you can see just thousands upon thousands of undead. A vast majority of them look like they're just run-of-the-mill skeletons and zombies, from what you can tell. It's hard to make out details, but based on the way that they're walking and standing, most of them are just standing still, idly. Some are, shambling or moving back and forth or in different areas on patrol. But there is a large line of undead, enough that you're not sure if it would be able to overwhelm the defenses of the city, at least not if the inhabitants were prepared for them. But they are at the least holding the city back from being able to take part in any agriculture unaccosted or anything else. They're very well keeping the city under siege, even if they don't have the numbers to overwhelm it at the moment. Or more specifically, what you would wager is they don't have the strength to overwhelm it, though they have numbers. It is, you don't see much else among their ranks, at least that from this distance you can distinguish between the regular skeletons and zombies. You do notice far off in the distance, you can make out what is probably one of the stone outcrops that is the frequented place of the necromancers. Though other than that, you can't really see too much of the varied landscape in the area. For the most part, this is just kind of somewhat arable land near the city. You can make out the river nearby. That likely just comes from the spring that had been mentioned as part of the swampy spot. Let's see. Any other particular questions about this? What you see, other than just this ocean of undead?
Where do they seem to have an origin point? Or are they just
Don't.
doing?
They're largely just out there, just this stagnant sea of undead, just kind of standing and waiting. You can see littered on the ground between you and them are, the bodies. You see a few near the walls, a few bodies of soldiers that have fallen and have not yet been reclaimed. In fact, while you're up here on the wall, you notice that with the light coming out, some parties have gone out from the walls to claim the dead from the city itself after last night's attack. But you can see the skeletons and zombies that have been destroyed on there in the attacks that have happened over the last week. That, you know, they're just the bones and the bodies are just littering the ground. If you had to guess from the numbers, you would probably say somewhere in the realm of 20 to 30,000 corpses on the ground already. And again, you've got tens and tens of thousands of undead out away from the walls as well. They don't appear to have done a full assault. It's very possible, given the numbers that you see, that they might be able to even overrun the city, though it would be chancy at best, and doing so would expose them to a lot more of the attacks of the defenders. But as to why they haven't tried, especially given that the troops are largely disposable, you're not sure. At least from the placement of the troops and the circumstances, you can't discern any reason why they wouldn't attack yet. At least in great numbers. More than likely, it's just been harrying attacks so far, just stuff to keep the city on edge, stuff to keep things moving.
Would we have been given a map by those spies of just the intelligence they gathered?
Yep. So you have a
Okay.
you have a comprehensive map of the area. Erica is helping me actually draw up an actual map of Zelkir, and now that I think about it, I'll get with her and get a good one of the area around Barrowain as well. But suffice it to say, you guys have a good map of the area.
Would I be able to sense motive? And I guess what I'm looking for is getting a sense of whether or not this is more of a distraction and and there's something deeper.
So for viewers, one of my house rules is what I call the combat intelligence check. And that is your base attack bonus plus your intelligence modifier. So go ahead and make a combat intelligence check, Sin. And that generally, I use that for if someone wants to discern the general fighting style of someone or kind of just any direct combat knowledge about something.
All right, so base attack bonus plus
intelligence modifier.
Plus intelligence. Okay. Let's see. Come on. All right, I'm just gonna roll intelligence, and my base attack bonus is 4.
Yep.
Oh dear.
Okay,
Nope,
so
I have no idea.
With an 8, you're looking at this, and really all you can see is they have the numbers that they might even be able to overrun the city. Like it would be chancy. They might destroy themselves on the wall instead. But you're looking at this, and from a strategic standpoint, that based on your experience, they look like they've got the numbers to just swarm the city.
Can I also look?
Yeah.
I got a 20.
Okay. Your let's see, what is your base attack bonus? Base attack bonus of 4 as well. Okay, so at a 24, Hestia, as you're kind of looking at this, what you gather is that this is a stalling tactic. They appear to be waiting for something. Like they're setting out the undead enough that no supplies can get cut out. I mean, it's a full and proper siege of the city. But the attacks, as you look out at the area, the bodies are very even on the ground. And what you can gather from that is that the attacks rotate and are regular. So they're not focusing on any one part of the wall. They're kind of hitting everywhere. Not necessarily in a specific, linear order, but they're evenly hitting the entire wall. They're really just trying to keep the people lulled into a consistent level of attack. That, after such and such a time, we can expect an attack from where we have to always be on our guard to be ready. but it's going to come. We're going to have an attack on Tuesday at 7 o'clock, and then on Thursday at 7 o'clock, and then on Saturday at 7 o'clock, and then again on Tuesday. It's that sort of thing, almost rhythmic, as you're kind of looking at the way that the troops are assembled, the way that the bodies are on the ground. It is too even to be accidental.
Would I think that the king would know that?
I don't know.
Well, if I don't, I'll just send a little note to the king to just be aware of what I saw.
Okay.
I know
Yeah.
that look. You figured something out.
Yeah, that's why I just sent a messenger.
Okay, so Hestia, you kind of pull aside one of the guards, and you tell him what you've observed, and he says that he'll relay that to someone who will tell Lord Bellevant.
Great, thank you.
Now we're all patiently waiting.
Alright, then I tell you guys.
But you guys would have overheard her telling the messenger.
Oh. Oh, okay. Don't let the clothes fool you. Hestia here's a master tactician. No, but that is a keen observation, I admit, and I wouldn't have made it myself. So, good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
But with that, why? Why are they stalling? I mean, I couldn't figure out it was a stalling tactician, but the thought going through my head was, would our necromancers, would they be at the end of that group of undead? Would they be somewhere in the middle? Making sure they've got enough bodies around them to stay safe? Or are they somewhere else entirely, digging up whatever secrets or strategy they can? I don't know. But I guess the question is, where are they?
Would I be able to know if they are reusing corpses, or if after the corpses die, they're basically needing to find a new fresh corpse?
So a corpse that has been inhabited by necromantic energy and then destroyed is damaged beyond the point where it can again be reinfused with necromantic energy and house an undead. So they will not be. I mean, that's my Taggart way of saying, yeah, they're not able to reuse bodies.
Okay.
So they're losing troops. I mean, as much as their troops are disposable, they're not reusable.
And here's the
Good job.
thing: if we come to the conclusion that they are in fact in the middle or right at the end of that sea of undead, is it even worth going right there to them at that time? Because we attack, and suddenly we have a whole army against us. Now that doesn't sound like a successful mission to me.
I have to kind of agree with that as much as I hate to.
We're gonna have to find a way around. Obviously, we can't go through them. I mean, the spies must have some way of getting back and forth between places.
Well, man, if
Agreed.
only somebody could make me a wondrous item where we could all fly.
Right?
Is there on the map like any routes that the spies are like generally, or at least like at this time of day, like there's a manageable amount of undead where you could maybe pass through? Because they have to be moving to and from somehow. There has to be some kind of safe routes.
Yeah, one of the things that Bellevant told you is that his spies have been able to.
You're muted.
I'm sorry, I thought I unmuted myself when I hit that button. Okay, one of the things that Bellevant spies were able to confer to you is that when they go out, if they're careful, they're able to get by most of the undead without too much difficulty, as long as they stay, they stay low and from a distance at least don't move in a way that's different from undead. They know that if they get close to the undead, that the undead will sense them innately, which is abnormal for lesser undead. You all would know that that's abnormal, I should say. But they mentioned that if they get too close, then they'll be noticed. But if they stay at a distance, they can generally pass through, as long as they don't move too quickly or draw too much attention to themselves. They've been able to find safe routes, though they're not consistent, because while at the front lines, the undead pretty much are completely immobile. As you go further back in the lines and closer to where the necromancer's routes are at, the undead are more on patrol than inert. Although there are groups that are just inert.
Well, I can hide 6 of us from the undead, so we're not detected.
Do you
6
think
of
they
us?
would be able to detect Malith or
Who are
Wrath?
you asking?
Um, myself.
Roll a knowledge religion. Pulls out a mirror.
Knowledge.
Mirror on the wall.
Knowledge local.
Can they detect us, one and all? That would be a knowledge religion. And you do get that +2 because of the
So I got a
circumstance
15.
bonus I give you all. Okay, so 15. You would know that they're not going to be able to, at least if they have life sense, they would not be able to detect other undead. And so Malith and Wrath would pass unnoticed anyway.
Well, I guess there's perks to my condition.
At least with respect to mindless undead.
You see, being a woman of the night isn't so bad.
I guess being a thief isn't either.
Oh.
I mean, that wasn't Jasper. That was Little Puddin'. But anyway, I don't know if Little Puddin' ever stole anything.
I would hope you would know. That's you.
I haven't. Except for that one toy car when I was in preschool. But anyway,
Yeah, but he had it coming.
yeah. Anyway,
Having surveilled the battlefield, and at least gained a bit more insight into possible motives of the attackers, what do you guys do? Actually, no. Here's a better thing. One of the guards that's on the wall next to you guys kind of gets up close and says, "What do you think? How long until they?" The guard cuts off for a moment. How long until they finish this?
Probably tomorrow. That's really what I'd estimate. So, I mean, really, based on what I'm surveying here with the situation, you guys are goners. So,
The
I
blood
probably
drains
should
from
just
his
pack up and
face.
leave. Huh?
The blood drains
That-
from his face.
what are you doing, Sin?
I mean, I want to be honest with the guy. Like, have you seen how terrible it looks out there?
I mean, it looks like a clear stalemate or a stalling strategy, like Hestia was saying, but
I don't know. I feel like I have a decent amount of combat acumen, and
Gabe, I think
that
you're muted.
really they're just screwed. So
It doesn't look
They're
like
exceptionally
they're
a lot
winning.
less
It
right
looks
now.
like they're waiting.
If I was you, soldier, I would desert right now. Get out while you still
You
can.
guys stop it.
what are we?
We're joking. They're
No,
not going to
actually,
end this
I
as long
fail-
as
I-
we can
I-
help it. No, that's
I
just
failed
what
to
I'm saying.
assist it.
So the first thing that you said, Nomad, you say he should desert, and he looks for a moment down at his hand, and you notice a ring on his finger, on his ring finger of his hand, indicating probably a spouse, and you see him looking very crestfallen. And then when you say that you're joking, he looks at you uneasily.
Look, we do not love the sword for its sharpness, or the bow for its arrow. We love what they defend. So, I would say, protect what is dear to you.
I'll hold up my finger that has the wedding band on the ring finger, and I'll say to him, Look, soldier, we're both fighting for the things that we love here. And as long as there's men like us that are willing to stand against evil, they will never win.
He nods. And he offers you a salute.
I'll salute back.
As long as even the last person is fighting, you guys have won because you haven't given up.
Not giving up is all well and good, but that out there, that's our country they've destroyed.
Well, how
That's our
else are
people
we
they've
going to get it
killed.
back besides fighting?
We've got to do something. He pauses. You've got to do something more than just stand here and fight, though.
Well, we'll be on our way. We'll get to our job, you get to yours.
He nods, offers you guys one more salute.
Hey, I got a quick question for you.
Yes.
Before this whole thing, will you ever go hunting out in the fields out here?
On occasion, my the farm that I had with my wife, it was just a few miles to the north. We had a nice little cottage near the trees. I'd go hunting on
Do you-
occasion. I sometimes dreamed of bringing my daughter out there to hunt with me.
Do you, by any chance, have any deer blinds up in trees over there?
No stands. There's not consistent enough locations for the game in this area, but there's a lot of game trails to the north. If you know where to look, you can keep out of sight.
All right, I'm gonna bring out the map. I'm gonna be like, any around these areas right here?
So he points out to you where his house was, his farm, and he points out to you a number of locations, and he gets you pretty close. He's like he hasn't looked at it from a map's perspective, but based on the landmarks, because the spy's got you a pretty detailed map. He based on some of the landmarks, he gets you pretty close. He says, if you go here, go around this area, you should be able to find some of the game trails, and there's a ravine here that leads all the way to the bog that you should be able to use if you need to move in that area, at least.
All right.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head up.
I agree. Let's move.
Thanks. Yeah.
Nice life.
Thanks for the help. All you and Nail.
He nods to you. And here, one second. He nods to you and says, "To the true blood of Zelkir."
To the true blood of Selkir.
May Zalakar come to our aid.
May Zamakar come to our aid.
I'll just nod and start. I'm guessing I'm just following Nomad out.
Okay. All right. So, decision time. I told you guys it would be a shorter night tonight. I don't plan on doing any combat, so two options tonight. We can get up to a point right before combat and stop it there, or we can stop it here and pick up next week from this spot. What would
I'm
you
okay
guys
stopping
prefer?
it here. Mostly because I'm tired, but
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with stopping here.
Same with
Alright.
me.
I'm fine with either way.
This is
So
a good role play session.
Yeah, no, it was good. I was
Yep.
glad you guys got to have a bit more inner character stuff.
I've never kissed a man before. In fact, I still haven't kissed a man. A man kissed me. So
Oh yeah, that's right.
All right.
It was him and Skitter.
I'm gonna head to bed.
All right.
Good night.
Night,
All right.
Cameron.
See you later.
Good night, Cameron.
Hey guys.
Well, I've never really had a man have a crush on me before, so.
You have to give it a try. At least once.
All right, I'm ending the Twitch now. So